it's Kimberly. Welcome to another Sunday Psalms. Today we are in Psalm 17, and I want to start out by reading it to you. This is also a prayer written by David. In my Bible, it's titled, "The Shadow of Your Wings." So it says, "Hear a just cause, O Lord, and attend to my cry. Give ear to my prayer from free from deceit. From your presence, let my vindication come. Let your eyes behold the right. You have tried my heart. You have visited me by night. You have tested me, and you will find nothing. I have purposed that my mouth will not transgress. With regard to the works of man, by the word of your lips, I have avoided the ways of the violent. My steps have held fast to your paths. My feet have not slipped. I call upon you, for you will answer me, O God. Incline your ear to me and hear my words. Wondrously show your steadfast love, O Savior, of those who seek refuge from their adversaries at your right hand. Keep me as the apple of your eye. Hide me in the shadow of your wings from the wicked who do me violence, the deadly enemies who surround me. They close their hearts to pity. Their mouths they speak arrogantly. They have surrounded our steps. They have set their eyes to cast us to the ground. He is like a lion eager to tear, as a young lion lurking in ambush. Arise, O Lord, confront and subdue him. Deliver my soul from the wicked by your sword, from the men by your hand, O Lord, from men whose worldly portion is in this life. You fill their womb with treasure. They are satisfied with children. They leave their abundance to their infants. As for me, I shall behold your face in your righteousness, and when I awake, I will be satisfied with your likeness." So in this psalm, David is saying that he lives in this unjust world, and he has these enemies that are out to get him, which was very true and still is true. We may not have people warring against us like David did, but it may feel like people are waging a war against us or our family. We may also feel unsafe in other ways, emotionally, spiritually, financially. Maybe the future doesn't feel safe to you. But what David's doing here is he's being honest about his feelings, and that's what we're doing in these Sunday Psalms. We're learning to be honest about our feelings. He's saying, God, there are these nasty people out there, and they're trying to get me. I do not feel safe. And then he says in verse 6, "But I'll call on you because you will answer me. You incline your ear and you hear my words." That is so key. You guys, that's the exciting part of this psalm. The turning point was pretty early on. Some of the other psalms, there's a lot of lamenting going on, but this one is, okay, I got these enemies, they're overwhelming me, and it was a quick turnaround. It was, but I know you, God, I know you'll hear me. So he declares that he understands the nature of God, that God will hear his prayers. And God doesn't just listen to King David. God listens to all of us. He is just waiting. He's like if you have a best friend that you haven't seen in years, and you go to pick them up at the airport, and you're so excited to see them. That's God just waiting to hear from you. He's waiting. He loves to hear from you, even if it's just your heart's cry. Because you don't feel safe or you're troubled by something. He wants to hear from you. So David says, here's my problems. Then he says, okay, God, and I know your character. You will listen to me. So then he goes on, after he declares that God's going to listen, he asks for what he wants. He wants to be kept as the apple of God's eye. In other words, he wants to be special. He wants to remind God how special he is. And that might sound kind of arrogant. A lot of us are probably not used to saying, hey, God, I'm kind of special. But how many of you would say your children are special? Yeah, me too. I would say my boys are really, really special. Well, God says that about you. He didn't make a mistake. So it's okay to say, God, I'm special in your eyes. I really am. And that's actually a really good reminder right there. We could stop right there. But there are a couple other things I want to point out. So he reminds God, I'm special, and that you protect me, and you protect me from the wicked who want to do violence to me. And then he reminds God of those violent people and the reasons why they make him feel unsafe. And then he reminds himself once more again that he will stand in the righteousness of God, and he will be satisfied in the likeness of God. So he knows that no matter how unsafe he feels, again, feelings are not always truth. They're feelings. And sometimes they don't tell us accurately what's going on. Sometimes they give us a clue as to what's going on. But here the Psalms offer the truth. And the truth is, there might be something where you have an adversary, you have somebody that's against you, you've got a situation that's overwhelming you, a situation where you're not feeling emotionally safe, or you're not feeling financially safe, or you're not feeling spiritually safe. You can remind God, hey, I am seeking after you. You say I'm special. You say I'm the apple of your eye, and that you'll protect me in the shadow of your wings. So I'm taking you up on that offer today, God, and I need you to protect me here in this situation. So I just want to encourage you guys, if you're in a situation, though, where you're physically unsafe, you need to create a plan and get out. I'm not talking about domestic violence. I'm talking about situations where you're feeling like you need God's protection. So just cry out to the Lord and make yourself go through this litany that David wrote, reminding yourself of God's character, reminding yourself of what he can do for you, and then just praying that out loud. Ooh, and one more thing. I got my website up and going, and it's not perfect yet as of the time I'm airing this, but it's good enough that you should be able to go and grab the printable from the link in the description box below. You can always let me know in the comments if you're having trouble with that, but hopefully that'll work for you guys, and I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you again later this week. Bye.